Hello, everybody, and welcome to More to It. My name is Todd Norton.
And I am Jason McConnell.
We are starting a show called More to It. We're interested in, both of us are interested, and we discover as we talk to one another that we're interested in learning about stuff, right? And so we bounce back and forth and talk about that on a regular basis. And so after a while, we started thinking to ourselves, there's got to be more people out there who are interested in this sort of thing. And so we're starting a show called More to It because we're interested in learning about stuff. We're interested in talking about ideas and learning more from people who know a lot about those ideas. And hence came the name More to It. So more to It is about an opportunity to learn about things that we don't know about, right? Just like if I'm interested in tiling or doing some project in my house, I probably look up a YouTube video and figure out 5 or 6 people who know how to do that pretty well. And I learn from them how to do that. More to It's the same sort of idea. We're just doing that for topics, right? Or subject matter that people need to have some expertise on. Jason, any more on that?
No, I think that's good. I think we should introduce ourselves, though.
We should. You go.
Okay, so I'll go first. My name's Jason McConnell. Like Todd, my day job is as an academic, but I'm sure he would agree, neither of us are exactly your stereotypical academics. I've done a whole host of other types of things for a living before I got into academia. And so very frequently, I pull upon all of those experiences to try to make sense of whatever's in front of me right now. I'm sure over the course of our show, you'll pick up on some of the more eclectic things I've done in life. But it's worth mentioning right now, in my professional life, I do research on individual rights and liberties, free speech, things like that. And so you'll hear me talking from that perspective from time to time.
Yeah, similarly, I've had what feels to me like an interesting career. I actually started off, I spent most of my early 20s working in food production. I worked mostly in pickle plants. That's often surprising to my students today, right? I know a fair amount about pickles, more than most people do probably. I grew up on a farm. I went to a small state university. But I've also worked, particularly since in the last 10 or 15 years, I spent a fair amount of time working in fire and emergency management, both as a training coordinator on emergency management, and I spent some time actually working as a firefighter in the local district that we lived for a bit. I was also an EMT, so like Jason, I have kind of a varied career, and I draw upon those things. My own research was based on environmental communication at first, and that got me to an interest in risk and crisis situations and how we manage those. And so, like Jason, I tend to draw on those when I'm, thinking about my own interest and understanding a variety of things. On a personal level, of course, I'm just always interested in learning more about things. So it's common that if I have a question about a First Amendment issue or something, Jason and I will talk, and I'll ask him to help me understand something. I'm interested in things, and I don't have a background in law. Jason does, and so I often ask him about that. Likewise, he might call me and ask me about a risk or a crisis or an environmental situation just because I might know a little bit more about that. So, Jason, could you talk to us a little bit more about the episodes and how they're going to be structured?
Okay, so here's our grand theory of More to It. We want to pursue some themes. So these themes will focus on everything from basic governance and politics to communications and media, food systems, all sorts of topics that we're keenly interested in, and yet we're also hungry to get other people's perspectives. We're looking to bring in folks on an episode by episode basis to talk about the kinds of things that they know a lot about. For Todd, it may be pickles from back in the day. For me, it may be car insurance. Or in a more contemporary sense, maybe it's risk management or free speech rights of students on campus. But we're hoping to bring in some really neat folks to talk with us and answer some hot burning questions that we've got to help us make sense of this wild world that we all live in.
So thanks very much for joining us. We will be producing episodes soon and hope that you'll come back and check out our additional podcasts.